Hello, I'm Jos Morales. I'm a family support and rescue coordinator for Easter Seal in the Savannah office. Easter Seal Southern Georgia is one of the chapters, the many chapters of Easter Seal. This year is our 100th anniversary for Easter Seals in general. I work for Southern Georgia. The reason that's important is because Savannah belongs to Easter Seal of East Georgia, based in Augusta. We're not allowed to be in Savannah, but we have the only one thing that they don't provide, which is family support services. I am the family support coordinator, so they allow us to have that one office. We do cover 4 counties, which is Chatham, Bryan, Effingham, and Bull. Okay? They allow us to cover that area as long as we don't step on their toes. So we cannot do many things. All we do in this area is family support services. Okay? Now, family support services is 100% funded by DBHDD, Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, from where I retired a few years back. And then I became part of Easter Seal. So I know the system. I think that's why they wanted me in the organization, because we are 100% funded by them. Because they provide the funding 100%, like I said, they set the rules. Okay, it's not our rules. They give us the regulations, they give us the goods and services that we can pay for, and they tell us what we cannot pay for. So if you ever call me and I say we don't pay for that, it's not me saying I don't. Okay. Yes.
Is it state or federal agency?
It's a state agency. Yeah, it's a state agency.
This is not an extensive list, okay? This is just, we wanted to give you an idea. We pay for dental services, that is big. We have, it doesn't seem like a lot, but with dental services, there's time that your child needs some work, and that's probably not that expensive, but then your child may not like the doctor to touch him while he's awake. So it takes a visit to the doctor, put him to sleep, hospital bed, it becomes $3,000-4,000, okay? We'll pay for it. If it's more than $3,000, it's tricky, but up to $3,000 for dental, we can approve it within ourselves and pay for it. Specialized clothing, I've seen many individuals that are allergic to synthetic fabrics, so they need specialized clothing. We do that, but we also order compression vests, weight jackets, you name it, we can order. If you can get your therapist or your doctor to write you a note saying this will be beneficial for your child, we will most likely pay. Diagnostic services, as long as they're not genetic, like, you know, you're trying to find out the DNA, if he is the son of whoever he's supposed to be, or things like that, we will not cover. But diagnostic testing, we can cover that, you know, for any reason that you may need, including but not limited to psychological assessments and ABA. We don't pay for ABA therapy, but we pay for the initial assessment, okay? With the ABA therapy, and please don't take notes, I'm gonna let him record me saying this, but hopefully you guys will not tell anybody. ABA therapy is a trick because we don't pay for it, but then if I get an invoice saying individual therapy, I'm not gonna call and ask, was this ABA therapy? I'm just gonna go ahead and pay it, okay? So, recreation leisure activities, I say that the majority of our budget goes into this because we pay yearly membership to the YMCA, we pay swimming classes, we pay martial arts. Horseback riding, equestrian is big. We have Faith Equestrian and we have Pegasus. And before I finish, I want to talk about an activity that we have coming up that has to do with horses. Environmental modifications, this is, people don't take advantage of this, but this is awesome. We've had bathroom doors expanded, we have foyer lifts installed, we have hallways widened. We pay for a lot of stuff, okay? It comes with a lifetime limit, so if you reach, I think it's 7,000. Once you reach that for a lifetime, you can never use it again, but you know, I don't think you will need to modify the bathroom too many times, hopefully. So, therapeutic services, we pay for almost everything, OT, PT, non-ABA therapy. Counseling, that's big. We have probably 3 or 4 therapists in the area that bill me frequently for play therapy, which is a different way of social skills. What you have, your children are playing with other children while supervised, and they get assessments and all that. So it's really good service, and we pay for it. Parent and family training. This is another one that I don't think people take advantage of. But like if you go to a special conference, like when you guys have your annual dinner, banquet, or yeah, if there's a cost involved, we can pay for that, so you can go. So it's good. And there's a big one that they do every year in Jekyll Island. I think it's more for autism. But if you go to those activities and there's a fee involved, we'll pay. The trick is sometimes the vendors don't like to wait to get paid. So what we do, if you pay them, you give me the receipt, we'll reimburse you for paying it. Okay? The same thing, if any of these you pay, the same thing. Just give me a receipt and we will reimburse you for the expense. Specialized nutrition, that's a lot simpler than what it sounds. If your child is recommended to get the Boost or the special milk, we'll order them for you. You get them delivered at your house every month. Okay? Behavior consultation and support, it goes tied with the other therapies. Financial and life planning. We had a person in the office, we had a program with additional funds that will get into that with you and build on it and help you, or help families learn to manage a budget, and if you wanted to learn how to do certain things within your household, she will help you as a therapist, but that program is closed. We still pay for that, but you will have to find the resource. We'll just pay for it, okay? Transportation. This is brand new, okay? This just came at the beginning of the year. We will pay for Uber if you go into an appointment. Yeah. The trick is we don't know how to pay for it, so we will have to reimburse you, which is on transportation is big. We do a lot of reimbursement for transportation. A lot of families take the children to Atlanta to see a specialist. There's a form that you complete when you come back. We can pay up to $82 per night on a hotel. We'll pay the parking if you pay for parking. We'll pay for meals up to $47 per day, okay? And we pay you 54.5 cents per mile. So you go to Atlanta, basically you will get a $500-600 check from the trip. Okay? You can go to the next one. Did you go to? The one before.
I saw dental on there. What about like digital, like glasses?
The same. It's the same. We didn't separate it because it's the same. On the goods and services that we have is dental vision. It's the same item,
Gotcha.
the same line item. But we pay for glasses. We're not supposed to pay for like top of the line designer, scratch prevention, any of those stuff. But nobody ever asks. So if I get a bill for $500, I pay $500. We're easy. Easter Seals in Georgia, that's ESG. Family support team currently serves over 2,000 people in over 60 plus counties in Georgia. Now, that's what's creating the problem with the money. That's why we're out of money. When I took over this position 3 years ago, okay, we had 200 families that we were serving out of the Savannah office. In a year, it was 500 families from 200 families. It's now 700 families because we waitlisted the new applicants since December. And probably have like 100 people waiting to be served once we lift the budget issues. So we grew too fast, and the state kept giving us the same amount of money. Of course, you're going to run out of money sooner. So, Easter Seals Southern Georgia has many other programs that support individuals with IDDD, ASD to live happy, full lives. You can ask about any of those programs. Now remember, in Savannah, we're only allowed family support. Okay, this is outside of Savannah. Our main office is based in, not in Waycross, Albany, in Albany, Georgia. Okay, so that area we have residential services, and some of the residences that we use are as close as Hinesville, Liberty County. So vocational services, the only vocational services center that we have is in Albany. Okay, but if we ever take Savannah over from East Georgia Easter Seals, because we're asking them, give us Savannah, then we will have all this in Savannah.
Does East Georgia, they already have this?
No, they don't have a lot of the stuff. They're more different type of disability oriented, you know, more physical, you know, wheelchair programs like that. So you can go on the next.
But they're all Easter Seals, and they're all funded by the same thing, but yet different people have different agencies have different.
And that's the thing, we're not funded. See, Southern Georgia, we're focused more on developmental disability, autism, because we're funded by the Department of Behavioral Health.
Right.
They set the rules, so they said, we'll give you the money, but that's the people you're going to be serving.
Right.
So I get a lot of calls from families that have a kid with ADHD. And I had to say, I'm sorry, we cannot help you. I had a family that called me, they were in a fire and the wheelchair burned out. I cannot help them because, you know, we serve the developmental disability autism community. That's, you
So
know.
the people that fund you, they don't, it's funded by the state, but they don't feel like that the whole state should be funded? They feel like this part of the state should be funded for development?
Well, this program, Family Support Services, started as a pilot for Region 5, okay? Not every region has it. And of course, Region 5 will only fund Region 5 because it's their people, it's their caseload, it's their money, so they will fund their people. And it hasn't expanded, so any of the other Easter Seals, like I have people that move to Atlanta and I tell them, well, they don't have this in Atlanta, so you're gonna have to call them and get something else. You know, but it's sad, because I know what you're saying. Easter Seals, I always thought since I was a kid that Easter Seals was Easter Seals, period. Right. And one Easter Seals was the same, but no, they're very different. You know, and I've called many Easter Seals because I have people that moved to Virginia, to North Carolina, to North Atlanta, and I called and I asked for my counterparts in those offices, and when they explained to me, the process is very different. So.
All that money goes to Easter Seals, and I never knew that.
Me neither.
Yeah, I mean, why can't we be united and spread the wealth to everybody? Not so much.
Well, I'm the only Eastern Seals of Southern Georgia office that's not allowed to do fundraising. So if you come to me with $1,000 check because you're so kind and you want to help us, I have to say, cannot touch it. So you have to send it to the other Easter Seals.
Oh, because But it doesn't help what you do at all.
It doesn't help at all. They're not gonna say, hey, somebody from your area made a donation, we're gonna give you half.
Well,
Yeah.
that's nuts.
You know, it is, Savannah is their area, and they're the only ones allowed to do fundraising in Savannah.
So Easter Seals is not a organization by itself is Easter Seals an organization with these branching off of it? Or like
Right,
Easter Seals is
we do keep the affiliation. The main office is in Chicago, Illinois, and they call me every so often, ask me questions about our program, so they can update the main list of the services they provide. So we have that affiliation. We all have the same symbol, the same logo, and we all have like the same expectations about, customer service and all that. But other than that, we're funded by different agencies, like the Albany office, which is within our region, they get a lot of funding through vocational rehabilitation, And I believe that Easter Seals of East Georgia get some funding from VR2, but I never get to see that or
So none
mess
of
with
us
it.
can donate to this area for, no.
Well, if you donate, it will have to be directly to Albany. It's the only way. I cannot take it in the office. I know, I cannot take it. If I take a donation in the office in Savannah, I violated the rules, and they're gonna say, so we don't want you in Savannah no more.
So does the Easter Seals, parent company have any, the funding, it doesn't matter, they don't allocate funding from, the main Easter Seals?
No.
It's just directly
No,
through?
we don't get, we have, our main office in Albany, they do fundraising. The board of directors negotiates funding through other sources. We have donations from big corporations. We just built Megan House. We just built a new one in Waycross, and there's several on that part of the state, and that all comes from private funding through different vendors, and even politicians help secure some funding for different things, but. Other chapters of Easter Seals may get the funding in different ways and have different programs that we don't have. So,
I was going to ask about Megan's house.
okay. Megan House is awesome. Okay. Now, don't think because you're in Savannah you cannot use it. You can. It's just that you will have to go to Waycross, which is the closest one. The good thing is that Kristen, the manager for Megan House in general, she will meet you halfway between Savannah and Waycross to pick up your child at a halfway point, and then bring him back halfway so you can pick him up. You don't have to do the whole trip. Like it says there, we have the Albany, the Waycross, and the Valdosta locations. It's scheduled emergency. I have to emphasize schedule. The emergency respite care for us means totally different than what it means for the state. Emergency is something unplanned. We cannot serve unplanned because those houses are empty. They have furniture, but they don't have staff there. So for us to serve your child in those places, we have to plan ahead and put staff in there, and one of them needs to be a nurse. So, so there's some rules. That's why it's scheduled, but it's 0 to 17 years of age. And up to 2 weeks per year, it can be 2 weeks straight. Okay, most people, I just scheduled somebody earlier today from the 13th to the 16th. That's all mom needs to take care of some personal stuff. And she's gonna drop off the child early on the 13th and pick her up on the 16th at 5 p.m. Very simple. We pay. It's not a free service, but we pay for it. So you can have Megan House and then have Easter Seals Family Support Services pay for your stay at Megan House. Okay. There's a video on YouTube. You can check it out. Just type Megan House and you will see it's a good video. It will explain what Megan House is, it does, and how long they've been around.
Teresa is helping us with YouTube, so I'm sure we can get a link to that video on this video. It's shared email. We're all linked.
Okay. This is our website. Now, I've had people that they get confused because if you Google Easter seals, you'll probably get the Easter seals closest because you know how the cookies and how the computer reads where you are. You probably get the one closest to you, and it's probably not going to be us. Okay, so you have to make sure you do the Southern Georgia. Okay, that's the key. That's us, Easter Seals, Southern Georgia. And that's it. I'm at 7395 Hudson Memorial Drive in Savannah. The whole operation in Savannah is me and Nicole Jackson. So it's a huge operation there. If you walk in at the right time into my office, you can see the top of my head hiding on all the paperwork.
So what about, so like Champions for Children, is that funded, I mean, that's under Easter Seals?
Champions?
But it's
Yes.
like, we get a little funding from that, but it's through East Georgia.
Okay. There was a change. There was a change of that. Southern Georgia is being authorized to manage all of the state for Champions. So East Georgia person is slowly transferring all the cases to us. I say us, but it's not me in Savannah. It's going to be somebody in the Waycross office. But I'll be like the middleman between Savannah people and the Waycross office, so you can go and give me stuff. The rules are different. I'm still learning. But the main thing, if your child gets denied for Katie Beckett, automatically eligibility for us. And it doesn't interfere. This is the beauty of Champions, okay? If you're approved for Champions and you have family support, it doesn't interfere. It just gives you additional money because you get up to $3,000 on family support, right? So if you run out of money here, you go to Champions and we continue to pay for the same things with different funding.
I can still contact the same person and she'll just probably send me to somebody else.
Right. Eventually somebody else will contact you because there was a big meeting and
That's recent.
they're giving it, it was very recent. I think it was in January. And they say that we're going to be managing the whole thing, Southern Georgia. So, I mean, the reason was obvious. We were the only one really paying attention to the program. All the other ones that were hard to find, they didn't want to deal with it. It was too time consuming. And we volunteered. We said, we'll take care of the whole state. So we're doing that.
How does one go about signing up with, registering with these?
Okay, when you go to this website, you can enter your information for whatever program. And if it's going to be for family support, it's going to come to me. If it's going to be for Champions, it's going to go to the other person. But and let me show you a neat trick, okay? It doesn't matter what number you call for Easter Seals of Southern Georgia. You can call my number in Savannah. You can call the number for Ebony in Valdosta or for Amy in Waycross. It's still going to ring in the same place and the same person is going to answer. So you can call any number for Easter Seals Southern Georgia and ask for Gus and you will get me. So it doesn't matter. People say, where do I call? Call the same number, you just call and ask for me, but ask for Amy instead of me. That's neat, the same person. Her name is Anita. She will pick up and be nice to you, hopefully.
I have a couple questions. Okay. So if we are already on the program, we only use it for camps, do we need to reapply this year for camp?
That's a very important question. Okay, and I'm sorry I didn't mention it in the presentation. I have to add it to one of the points. You never need to reapply. Okay, you never, with us. What we do is, and this is also required by the state, we call it for short an IFSP, but it's an individualized family support plan, okay? It's just, I call you and I ask you, any changes? Obviously the phone number is the same because you picked up. If you wouldn't have picked up, then that would have been a problem. I ask you if there've been any changes, if he's still at school, if they moved school, a few things. And if you continue to seek the same benefits, whether it's camp or martial arts or swimming or whatever it is. Then I send it to you, you sign it, and return it back to me with the agreement, which is a 2-page form that also needs to be updated every year. Those 2 forms will be updated. If I am in a good mood and I think you're in a good mood too, I'll send you a survey so you can say how much you love us. If you sound, I'll be honest, if you sound upset on the phone, I'm not going to send you the survey because you're not going to put good things in there.
Weren't we told the
Hi,
same
doctor.
thing when that
How you doing? Nice to see you.
So you're saying you call to get the reapplication?
I either call, sometimes I get comfortable with people that the same, I don't want to say repeat offenders because it's not a good term. But there's some people that don't change much. You look at the IFSP year after year, all they want is camp. I have people that go to STEPS camp, that's all they want. They don't care for anything else, So those, I'll just put the same thing there, put it in the mail or email if I had your email address, and then wait till I get it back and put it in the file, and you're good for another year. It's done on your child's birthday. If your child's birthday was 4 months ago and you didn't get one, I'm behind. I'm trying to get caught up. So,
Yeah, I don't think
That would be me.
so, but you will get it. You will get it because I'm trying to. The state's changing the system for billing because right now everybody's complaining. It does take a long time for people to get paid. Like if I'm reimbursing you for the glasses that you bought and you gave me the invoice before the 20th of the month, you will get it very, very late the following month. They're changing the system so we can do the billing weekly. So if you give me something this week, most likely you'll get it the next week or the one after. So,
it's a big change.
Do they have
Yeah.
funding now?
no. You missed that part, doctor. But we got the funding. We just don't know how much, and they said that as of April we will start, using the funding. We just don't know if it's not a lot of money. We may prioritize certain categories. And I gotta be honest, camp. We had a big meeting. Camp is not going to be affected at all. Okay, we will pay for camp. They told us, they said they don't want to mess with it. They even changed it from the entertainment category to the daycare category because we strongly feel that during the summer you got to go to work, you got to keep living your life. Your child is not going to be in school. We want them to have somewhere to go.
That was my question. So regarding Camp Buddy, our families don't have anything to worry about, or should we wait
No.
to hear from you?
No, the only ones in the past, and I saw, even though I didn't go to the office, I get email on my phone, so I did get your email with the names. The only people that we didn't pay for in the past, because they were not listed in getting our services, and I did get some names from somebody that was with B&B Care or maybe Gateway, but they're not in our list. That's the only way we don't pay for it. So I look at those. But if there's one that went to camp, is with us currently, and we didn't pay, I'll submit it for payment. So I'll pay last year and this year if I had to. So that's not going to be a problem. They don't mind us paying back camp. They
What
just
about swimming?
the swimming is one of the categories that's still hanging, waiting to see how much money we're gonna get. He goes with John Harper, right? I saw John 2 days ago on Monday. 2 days ago was Sunday. No, I saw him Friday, and we talked, and I told him to send me the invoices for all the children that he serves. So you'll be okay.
Does Faith Equestrian look the same?
Faith Equestrian, we had the Effingham County Special Olympics Friday, and Holly was there, and I set my table next to hers, and we talked, and she knows we're gonna pay. We're gonna pay. And I'm telling them the same thing. The worst case scenario for both the swimming, and I told John that, and I told Holly that, the worst case scenario is that we wait till July and pay them in July so they'll get the check in August. That's the very worst case. They will still get paid, but it's going to be a little later than, normal.
So
But
if you don't get all the funding that you hope to get in April, you feel like in July, the new year, you're getting your new funding?
in July, even if we don't get more added in July, we start from scratch anyway. So, and I was telling him earlier, I'm the happiest guy in the world comes July, because I don't have, everybody starts from scratch. So you have a zero balance and $3,000 available.
Right.
I don't ask questions. Once July comes and you start paying and singing and I have my music going, I don't think about it. October, I start adding numbers. Oh, I think Jimmy is going to go over. Oh, no, I got to call Jimmy's mom and tell her that she's over. You cannot pay for this. See, I'm not happy. And if I'm not happy, well, people, I'm not going to be happy either. And I don't have deep pockets. I wish. And I'll be honest, this program is so good. We've done so many good things with this money. We've helped so many people that they call, they didn't know about the program. The child has $2,000 worth of emergency dental work. They don't know what to do. They don't have the means. They don't have the coverage with the insurance. They don't have anything. I tell them, we'll pay. They are so grateful when I say that. We get them through the process. I call the dentist. I tell them, go ahead and schedule it. We're going to take care of this. So it is a good program. It's the first time since I'm there that we run out of money like this. And it's not a good feeling. I like serving. I was born to serve. Okay, enough said. I don't want to say too much. But that's my passion, is to serve. I have a granddaughter with Down syndrome. Her name is Ashley. She's 20 years old, and she has a boyfriend. My sister was developmentally disabled, and she died a few years back. And my uncle, so they said a defective gene in my blood. So my children, when they get married, they have to go and get this special, go the extra mile and get the, and I say, we're special, we're special people, But that's why I'm so passionate about what I do.
It's obvious that you are born to serve. I mean, my name is Wendy Fears. We've talked before. This is Kristen.
Oh.
And you have always been extremely kind and helpful.
Thank you.
Nothing but helpful and kind.
Thank you.
For
That.
many years that I've spoken to you, and I've always spoken very highly. It's very obvious that you have a
Thank
passion
you.
for it, and we do appreciate it very much.
Thank you. I did 18 years with Department of Developmental Disabilities in Massachusetts. I came here. I came straight to the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities here, and I retired in 2016. And now I'm working with Easter Seals. It's all I know how to do. It's all I want to do. It's what I was born to do. And I think people sense it, because I've gotten so many hugs in my life that I feel special. Sometimes I walk into a place. I don't know if any of you have been to Employability before it was Coastal Center for Developmental Services. I walk in there, I feel like I'm the president of the United States. Gosh, and I get so many hugs, and it's awesome. So the job itself is rewarding. That's all I care is to see people happy. So when this budget issue came about, it was very difficult for me to face people and tell them, you cannot pay for that.
Hey, can I ask a question about the budget? Is it a line item budget that annually is determined by Congress in Atlanta?
It is.
Is there any way that we that benefit from this could write letters or put pressure?
I'm not allowed to tell you yes, but yes.
Okay.
It's always helpful. There was 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, a group of retired people retired from the state were going to go and meet with some politicians. So one of them knows the system. So she called me and said, what should I say? And I gave her a list of things. So it is a good thing. It's one of the few times that I'm involved with a budget that it doesn't get misused at all. I mean, every need, and people say, why do I need to pay for swimming? You know, that's therapy, you know? If you never met John, you should meet John, okay? John is an aquatic therapist. He will get the entire family in the water if he has to and talk to the family and work out issues, you know? And I don't have anyone that has John that has called me and say, I don't like that guy. You know what I'm saying? So we're paying for stuff that when you say swimming, how would you benefit from swimming? Well, I have people that would swear by swimming, you know. I have people that take yoga. We pay for yoga. And I have a parent in Richmond Hill. She called me. She says, we finally found the one thing that's controlling her. You know, she hasn't had as many meltdowns since she started yoga. So, you know how happy it makes me to pay for yoga, knowing that yoga is doing that to a child?
Those politicians, don't you know some politicians? I think I've seen your picture on Facebook. Can't you get?
Michael knows everybody.
But
But they
Thank you very much. Just for the sake of the presentation.
Yes.
And time, maybe talk
And time.
about
Yeah, go ahead.
the horses and
Okay. This, I wasn't in the office. I had dental work done today, so I was drooling really bad before the meeting, so I was praying that it stopped, and it did. Am I drooling? Okay. So I didn't go to the office. I make copies of these, but this is a great activity. The JCs are involved, and Easter Seals is co-sponsoring, and Camp Dream is the main agency bringing this. It's called Horses and Hula Hoops. It's a half-day activity from 1 to 5. On the 27th, it's going to be at Pegasus Riding Academy. It's totally free. We're going to have food. We're going to have rides. The kids are going to get to interact with the horses, meaning getting rides and doing things. And we want to have as many people from Savannah, from Easter Seals, to show up and say, I'm with Easter Seals, because it's going to look good on us, not on me, I didn't say me, on us. Because Camp Dream is trying to eventually have a camp near the area, and they're awesome. You have to check them out on the internet. Camp Dream, they're free. They don't accept payment on people that cannot afford to make payments. You know, they don't turn anybody back because they don't have the funds. So they're a good agency. But I'm gonna pass it around. You can look at it. If you can write that address, and I'll make this available through email to some of you. We encourage you to go online and RSVP that you come in, so we can get a good sense of how many people we need to prepare food for and all that. But you're welcome to come even if you don't RSVP. Okay?
So if you signed in on the sign-in sheet, if you send me that flyer, I can just email that to everybody here, but we can also put it on Facebook and let people know.
Awesome. I'm sorry I took longer than I was supposed to.
Thank you very much.
But any more questions before I go?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. It was a pleasure.